the most challenging modern birth chart I've ever seen of a public figure. I'm sure you can guess who this one is. Kurt Cobain has an incredibly challenging birth chart that truly takes my breath away every single time I look at it. Starting off, we have an ascendant in Virgo conjuncting a retrograde Uranus in the 12th house at the same degree. It is also conjuncting a retrograde Pluto in the 12th house. This indicates an incredible subconscious suffering as well as anxiety with Uranus there. However, this aspect does indicate someone who is destined to change the world. Now, this Virgo ascendant was opposing a Pisces stellium, and this is where we really get into it. Virgo in Pisces is the axis of service, but is also the axis most likely to be taken advantage of. Here we see an unbelievable pileup of planets in Pisces, the Sun, Mercury, Chiron, Venus, and Saturn in the 6th and 7th house. As the last sign of the zodiac, Pisces contains pieces within it of all the other signs. For this reason, Pisces are naturally compassionate and humanistic, and naturally connected to unconditional love. However, they are energetically sensitive to all other beings, so for Kurt to come into a world of suffering with this Pisces placement, he could not get away from the intensity of his experience. He always looked around him and knew that there was a better way to do things, that life didn't have to be so hard and people didn't have to fight, but there was nothing that he could do to change it. With Chiron conjunct Venus in Pisces, he likely had many ideas as a child of how he could change the world. However, once his grand water trine got activated and his suffering became too loud to ignore, he used this placement instead to make art from his pain. With a Cancer moon conjuncting an exalted Jupiter, we again see a moon placement that would appear to be fortunate, but Jupiter is feeding us right into this grand water trine of inescapable emotional sensitivity and suffering. Kurt clearly had a purpose though, because his chart is building us into a kite pointing towards his ascendant. He was here to create radical transformation Uranus-Pluto with his art and with his story. In the 10th house, he likely wanted to keep his emotional world sacred and private. However, once his kite got activated and he was shot to international fame, his pain was on display for the world with the moon in the 10th. While many people couldn't understand why he didn't love the fame that he received, that is not the environment that the privacy and sensitivity of this chart would thrive in, with a North Node placement that indicates becoming wealthy but losing so much in the process. Rest in peace, Angel.